Hey there guys, and thank you for coming back to my review channel for today's review. Let's talk about Hasbro Game Night for the Nintendo Switch. And this game pack has all three of these great games on it. Monopoly, you can play 6 people. Risk, you can play 5 people. And Trivia Pursuit, you can do 4 people. And everything is on this game pack. And the best part about it is you can set the game up and say hypothetically, and for instance, Monopoly, someone wants to leave, you can have the computer play them. I definitely think that's a great feature, especially when you load it up with 5 or 6 people, and people have to leave. You know, people do have to go home. So I definitely would highly, highly recommend it, just for Monopoly alone. I don't like cleaning up the houses. I don't clean up the properties, the cards, all of that. You could lose them. You don't got to deal with that with this. Everything is here, and they have really cool 3D boards on this version of this. Risk is your classic tabletop, conquer the world. Everybody starts with, I think it's 13 or 14 territories. You take turns, and based off of your territories, if you choose to beef up certain aspects of your places, like for instance, I like to choose Australia, and then hole up on the entranceway to Australia, and consistently dump supplies, dump an army there, because that guarantees you, I think it's 3 troops every time for having the continent, and Australia is the smallest continent, with 1 way in and 1 way out. So it's also easy to get jammed up holding onto Australia. Every time you capture a territory with risk, every time you fight somebody and you beat them, you get a card. You only get 1 card, I believe, per turn. You could change this that way. Every territory gives you a card. Then you have to match 3 of a kind with the cards, and they give you troops. First match, I think, is like 5 troops. And then you get troops extra if you own the properties that are on the cards as well. So, like, there's cannons, there's horses, there's man on a horse, there's battalions, things of that nature. And you just got to collect 3 and get more troops. I love Risk. Risk is a great time sink game. If you have the time for it, it's definitely a fun challenge. And then there's Trivia Pursuit. Trivia Pursuit actually is like one of my mother's favorite games. She loves a good game of Trivia Pursuit. They do have, now, Trivia Pursuit Live, you can go on the internet if you have NSO, Nintendo Switch Online, and you could play that online, as well as Monopoly and Risk, you could play online with other people. Personally, myself, I don't participate in NSO, so I don't have that, that treat there. But Trivia Pursuit is played like Jeopardy. Basically, puts it puts contestants on the board. And then you roll and you move a little piece around, and you slowly but surely do collect pieces of pie, and then eventually you will become the champion if you are smart enough. They do make it multiple choice, though, so it isn't like you have to truly know the information. Older versions of Trivia Pursuit where it was played on a tabletop, you had to know, you had to be smart. And if you didn't know, then you wouldn't get any pieces. Like, for instance, my mom would kick my ass 8 ways to Sunday, 8 days a week with Trivia Pursuit, but it also, I feel like, made me a little bit more of an educated individual, and I liked it, to be honest. And something that I did notice, I only noticed this prior to shooting the video for this, is that this says ROM on it, and I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but this is the USA, as you see right there, USA. This is the USA game pack. All 3 of these games are on this game pack right here. And I picked this up from Best Buy. I picked this up for $20. And I picked this up from Best Buy probably around the same time that I picked up my Switch. I do remember picking this up. And when I picked this up, I was pretty happy with this one, because this was a game that was, I think, 50% off. They wanted 40 originally, and then I picked this up for 20. So I think that was a good deal. It's rated E10 by Ubisoft. And it's E10 for mild violence, and that's probably only for Risk. Maybe the Monopoly has some animations that might be comedic. You know, a car driving down the board, or battleship blasting its cannons off. Who knows? Just little comedic relief could be found in in Monopoly. And Trivia Pursuit, I can't really see any mild violence on there unless somebody gets the question right, or if there's like a time challenge there and you don't answer quick enough. But that would be mild cartoon violence, mild violence on your part, not on the game's part. And Risk, I could definitely see it being cannons or soldiers attacking, but it's all in a graphical standpoint. It's not like you're actually going to see people being mauled or hurt. And here's what the back of the game box looks like. They advertise 1 to 6 players on this, but they don't make reference to which games that applies to. Monopoly is 1 to 6, Risk is 1 to 5, and Trivia Pursuit is 1 to 4. It does work with the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, which is definitely a given for me. And what's really cool about this is, say you have the Switch 2, this is backwards compatible. This will work in your Switch 2. That's it. You just plug it in. You plug it in, boom, and get to playing. It don't get no better than that, especially with a backwards compatibility title like this one. And this is, in my opinion, one of the better 3-in-1 games that you could pick up. Monopoly, staple. Risk, staple. Trivia Pursuit, for me, it's not so big of a deal, but if I did have my mom coming over, I might want to throw this one on just to see if she's interested. And I'm almost positive the moment that it starts playing, she would be interested, and we would get a game going. I would lose, but it would be fun for Mom. So I'm happy to have this one in my collection. This isn't one that I would think about getting rid of. In all honesty, I like to hold on to this one. Things that I've noticed with this particular brand, their games fluctuate in price. So if you are somebody who is collecting Nintendo Switch games, and you do happen to find a game that is made by Ubisoft, it might be worth picking up if it's relatively cheap. The games for this company seem to fluctuate in price. They can go all the way up, and then they go all the way down. And it's very difficult to determine what the going rate on some of these games are. Like this game, I would say $20, great price, pick it up. Then you own it forever physical. You don't need the internet to work this bad boy. It's all on the game pack. So you could take it up and go. You could take it with you. And I'm not telling you this is what you should do with your Switch, but you could take it with you and bring it on the bus. Or you could take it with you to work. Personally, my Switch stays right there. I don't move it. I like it to stay right there. I have thought about purchasing a secondary Switch or a Switch Lite so that way I can take my games with me on the go and enjoy it the way that I feel like the Switch is supposed to be enjoyed. But I like this, and I like having it docked. It's just personally, it's one of the many great aspects of the Switch is you are able to, when I was taking Stella to the groomer for her to get cleaned, I would wait in the car with the Switch. And she would go and get groomed, and I would play Switch. And it was very convenient, and I enjoyed it. It was a cool experience being able to game while the dog is getting cleaned. You can't do that with an Xbox. You can't do it with a PlayStation. You could do it with a PC if you had a laptop, but then again, who's going to bring a laptop out? I mean, there are people that do it. Don't get it twisted. I know there are people out there that absolutely would bring their game systems out, but personally myself, the Switch is the pinnacle. It's the Game Boy that attaches to the TV, and that's what Nintendo settled on. I like it. Not everybody's too happy with it, though. But amid the hate that system does receive, it does have some amazing quality games in its library, and if you're a Switch collector like myself, then you're not going to miss out on this one. This is, in my opinion, this is the triple play. You get Monopoly, Trivial Pursuit, and Risk all in one game pack. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. So I like this one. As always, my name is Johnny5. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this review as much as I enjoyed talking about this game, explaining my experiences with it. If you did enjoy this review, give me a thumbs up. Show me some in the comment box down below. If you're new to this channel, make sure you subscribe in the corners and you ring that bell. Daily uploads here. Jay Glees and Cobra Snake will be in the description box down below. Jay Glees is a jack of all trades and master of none. Hunting, camping, fishing, DIY projects, bottle cap collection, and his little dog Boone. And if you enjoy big dogs like Stella, which is featured on this channel, you're going to love his dog Boone. Plenty of energy in that guy. And Cobra Snake is a retro video gamer, so if you enjoy games like Monopoly, Trivia Pursuit, or Risk, but he does things like Grand Theft Auto, Dark Souls, Dead Rising. What's another one that he does? Hogwarts Legacy. How to Survive a Storm, Rayman Definitive Edition, Grand Theft Auto, Shadows of Mordor, Final Fantasy, Soul Reaver Legacy of Kain, Maneater. The list goes on and on and on with this guy. But if you enjoy video games and you want to see a comprehensive review on how to play them and beat them, look for him in the description box down below and let him know you came from J5. As always, my name is Johnny5. If you enjoyed this review, thumbs up. Comment down below. If you're new to this channel, subscribe in the corners and ring that bell. Daily uploads. Jay Gleaves, Cobra, in the description box down below. And you guys, the ones watching, thank you for watching. Be good. Be safe. And I'll catch up with you guys on the next one. Later, taters.